Okay.
Oh, I see it. Okay, it came up. Okay. So I guess what we need to do is look at our combined assignment that we have on the Google Doc, edit it, and talk about it. Are you able to get to the assignment from where you are? Jennifer, did you put all this together for us?
I did.
Yay.
Yeah.
Carmelita?
Oops.
Here, I'll pull it up.
Okay.
There we go. Can y'all see that?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just went to the page. So mine is the first part, and I just wanted to see what you guys thought about that, if it needs to any changes or if it's okay. It's basically the definition of the authoritarian leadership style.
Yeah, I like it, and I think it's kind of weaved in throughout too, because I know that Susan had some good, explanations about being authoritarian and that style. So I think it's good. It's I know Carmi had some questions kind of about what which one we were using, and I thought that we'd just kind of try to combine the two or the four situations that were happening, so I put this here, Carmi, but you can, we can change it or you can do it. This is just kind of a combination of what I was kind of thinking.
Yeah, because I believe some of the, I had added it on the bottom, but it looks like from what I read, some of it was already included in what you posted.
Well, I think the clinical situation is really, even though there's 4 different people discussing the situation, it's really one situation in that there's a lack of team cohesiveness and a lack of communication. They're all talking about the same thing. So I think that that's really what the clinical scenario is.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's kind of actually one thing with just different elements to the one problem as well. And if I remember correctly, when I was reading the rubric, we need to keep this around 2 or 3 paragraphs. Did you guys?
Yeah, it was pretty short.
Yeah,
it was 2 to 3 paragraphs. So I'm assuming 300 words approximately.
I think what we have here is a good amount. We just maybe need to clean up the clinical situation here. And then I think I got all of your stuff, Susan, in there, but I put it down at the bottom. Oh, I put it down at the bottom there just in case you didn't like kind of how I rearranged it. But I think I've fit it all in there, everything you said. And it kind of flows pretty good with what, I was talking about the changing the schedule, and then you put in, that not asking for any ideas or solutions or feedback from anybody, just kind of boom, she changed the schedule or we changed the schedule, and then kind of come to a meeting or, get to a place where we can have a meeting to, and then also I think a lot of authoritarian is, disciplinary. So I tried to kind of talk about that too, that if it didn't improve, that there would be disciplinary action.
Yeah, I thought that was really good. I think I think it looks good, but I do think we probably need to edit it down a little bit. There is, I think, some little bit of repetition that you could take out just to make it a little more succinct and kind of fit within the guidelines of size. Or just making some of these sentences a little more succinct.
Do we have enough references? Are there enough references in there?
I believe I only saw 2 references, and that was from Yoder and Cromwell.
I can find a reference for
Let's see,
and work that in somewhere. maybe there's certainly about poor staffing and how that creates some stress that we could work in, and then also where authoritarian leaders have difficulty inspiring others. I can have a reference for that. And also stifling the diversity of ideas.
So that sounds wonderful. I'm looking at the rubric, and it looks like there are 3 main areas. One paragraph would be the description of the leadership style that we're assigned. The second paragraph would probably be description of the clinical situation, which needs intervention, leadership intervention. And then the third paragraph would be the interventions themselves. And I think that we have enough meat in there. How do you guys feel about the description of the clinical situation? Do you think that's complete enough?
Let's see here.
No, I think Carmi was going to work on
Yeah.
that. I was just trying to put it together to give her, you know, a starting point or something.
Okay, I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, and that's why I had the question as far as, you know, with the 4 different, I guess you can say clinical situation on there, but, you know, you're right in, you know, it could be from the different perspective of 4, you know, different employees, but they're all related in that, you know, there's a lack of staffing, new employees. And so each one of them are not happy with a particular situation, you know?
Yeah, and you could probably put all of that in that second paragraph, writing all the problems going on and how we might be able to, you know, attack it.
Yes.
Okay. And then you could probably put a reference in there.
I don't know that she really needs a reference. I think because we're just talking about what was on that paper, you know, and then we go into what we're going to do about it. So I think if Susan just has one for some of her,
for the interventions,
like some of her authoritarian style, does not this, does not that, like maybe we could get one more reference on authoritarian or
yeah, I can definitely take care of the reference needs.
I think if we get more, you know, too much more wordy in the clinical situation, we just need to just say exactly what's going on. The staff is unhappy. We don't have any teamwork, you know, training maybe not up to par, and we are feeling overworked. You know what I mean? Basically.
Yeah.
So, and then what we're going to do.
And honestly, we don't even really know that any of that is true, right? Because it could just be 1%'s opinions, but there may not be any problem with the training. It may be that
it's just a slight perception.
But it's a perception, right?
Yeah, it's a perception problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
potentially, yeah.
Yeah,
we don't know.
You can't make
it more communicating. So.
Well, it sounds like we're all on the right page, on the same page. I think that, what do you guys think about like working on our little areas and then looking at it in the morning or tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe just we'll try and find where there might be some, like I think, Jen, you and I have, I think, a little bit where we can clean it up a little bit and just make it flow a little better and a little cleaner.
Yeah, I agree. I just hate cutting people's words out without, you know, coming to, I just don't want to, you know, I didn't want to cut anything of yours out, but yeah, cut anything of mine out. I'm good with whatever. I think it sounds pretty good. So if there's some repetition that you feel like that, just get rid of it. It's fine.
And then I think the definition of authoritarian leadership style, that description, could even lose a tiny bit. We can kind of see where we're at after clean up the interventions, but it's a little wordy, not bad, but you know, if it's getting running on a little bit, that's an area that I think could lose a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We can try and edit it down, and then we'll put it up for approval to be submitted. After we do that, see if anybody likes it. And I'm not opposed to having stuff cut out of my
Yeah, me too.
I just wanted to make sure there was enough meat there to trim the fat if we needed to. Yeah.
So who's gonna post it to the discussion board? I can post the Google Hangout, the link and everything, but I'm working all weekend again, so I don't know if someone else can post it to the discussion board. Or
I mean, I can post it once we get the clearance, or once I get the clearance from everybody that, you know, no more editing is needed. I can post it.
Okay.
Yeah, so why don't we say let's have our sections done by tomorrow morning? Maybe you know, 9 or 10 o'clock, whatever works for people.
Yeah.
And then we can put in the comments here. After 10 a.m., we can all say, you know, how we feel about it, and then move from there. And then let's just say let's be done Sunday morning at 10. Let's say that gives us the whole day to in case we're still not in agreement on it. Although I think we'll probably be fine on Saturday.
Yeah.
But we'll just give ourselves plenty of time to really come to a consensus on it. So do you guys prefer 9 or 10 a.m.? I prefer 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Good.
I can sleep 10 a.m. too.
Yeah, 10 a.m. will work for me.
For tomorrow or Sunday?
Yeah, so tomorrow morning, have all of your own sections edits done.
Okay.
And then make comments or an agreement that it looks good, and have everything edited by Sunday at 10 a.m. And then we'll put our final approvals, and then Carmi can post it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. How do you guys feel about next week's meeting time? Are there any days that are better or worse for you guys? Because I think we have to do this like 3 more times.
Let me
And
look at
I'm sorry, you normally work until 5:30 on Fridays, right?
Yeah, I work Monday to Friday, and so normally there are times when it should only be 8 hours, but you know how that goes. Sometimes I'm there for 10 hours, but I try to be there out of the office by 5:30. So anytime after 5:30 would be ideal.
So maybe next Thursday at 6 p.m. maybe.
Yeah. Now I know that, I know Susan works at night shift. So, you know, I can, on the days that, you know, Susan works, and if she needs it to be earlier than 6, what I can do is go in earlier, and then that way I can accommodate. So just let me know.
I don't work the night shift. Maybe someone else works the night shift.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, I do. So why don't we wait until like the next week thing opens up, because I don't know that I see anything that's group related for next week, because it looks like we have a reflection paper, and then I don't know if this learning exchange discussion is going to be a group thing or what. And I think she said they're going to open on Saturdays, so maybe we can, you know, because I'm not going to be around at all next week. Like, I'm going on vacation, but so whenever, I mean, I can meet whenever. There's just a couple of days where I will be unreachable. For Friday, I think would be okay. But if we don't have a group thing that, you know, week, I don't know.
I noticed that when I looked at the course assignments that were due, all of the assignments, none of them say group. So I thought that was strange, but it's the same name. So I thought that maybe they were all really group assignments, but they just didn't say group on there. You know what I'm talking about? A calendar. Do you notice that?
Yeah.
I think it opens tomorrow. Tomorrow Saturday.
Yeah, I'm wondering if like under the grades because right now we're doing the discussion 2.1, correct?
Yeah.
And so on there it has the situational leadership activities that there's discussion 2.1, 4.2, 6.1, and 7.2. Well, with the exception of 7.2, because that one out there, it says individual on it. But the other three, I believe that's probably pertaining to our group.
What are they?
Yes. Looking at if I look at the course schedule now, the next thing for group that's due
is the 4.2. Yeah, it's 4.2.
4.2? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we don't need to worry about a meeting next week.
Okay.
And then we'll figure it out in week 4 what works for everyone's schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds good. Yeah, but yeah, you guys have my number. If something, and tomorrow if something happens to come up when it opens up, we can kind of go from there and decide.
Okay.
I've done this before. I've been on vacation twice during this whole 2-year process, and actually went to Hawaii twice, and I've done fine. I'm a good group person. Sometimes, this week was awful because it opened on a Thursday. That was
hard.
It was rough. And I worked Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. So, that was rough for me. Oh, but anyways, it's behind us.
Yeah. Okay. Does anyone have anything else they'd like to talk about?
Okay.
No.
Thanks for your time, guys.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Jennifer, for getting us.
Yeah. So I'll just post this to our group board, the link. Is that where she wants it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
See you tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye.